Hi everyone. In this section, I'm going to teach you the website testing methods. The objective is to understand web application testing challenges, the dimensions of web application testing. So, what are the challenges? Web-based application system testing resides on a network, always remember, and interoperate with many different operating system, browsers, hardware platform, communication protocols, backroom applications. So the point is you will be able to understand how to perform manual testing on the web application. So let's start our main agenda. Web testing, the question raised here, how you need to test now. So web application testing is a collection of related activities with a single goal. You need to uncover error in web application content, functionality you need to test, you need to check the usability, like either the website is user friendly or not. You need to go and validate the navigatability, like if you are navigating from one page to another page, the site should be working without any kind of sending us the error, and I can see the expected pages. And then, as I already told you in the previous sessions about the performance, how promptly the web pages are opening, and it will not take more than 3 seconds or 4 seconds for loading the web page. If it's taking a longer period of time, then you need to report now. And then you need to specify the capacity of the organization, the security of the your website, and see that only the valid users should be able to log in your application. The dimension of quality is incorporated into web application as the consequence of a good design. You need to validate the content, functionality, the structure you need to identify, the usability, the conformity, and then the compatibility, interportability. And these are the things, these are the dimensions you must have in your mind whenever you are performing the web application testing. So this is a holistic view about how you are performing the testing, like the content testing, the component design, architecture design testing, navigation testing, content design testing. Aesthetic design is all about the look and feel and color schemes, each and everything you are testing now. And the configuration, performance testing, security testing. Content testing is all about you need to uncover syntactic error, typogrammatical mistakes. You need to ensure that the text-based documents or graphical representation and the other media. And also you need to understand about the uncover semantic, like errors in the accuracy or completeness of information in any content object presented as a navigation occurs. Also, you need to concentrate find error in the organization or structure of the content that is presented to the end user. Then database testing is a specialized kind of testing web interface with sophisticated web management system build dynamic content objects that are created in real time using the data acquired from a database. Let's talk about the financial services like equity detail page. A large equity database is queried. Relevant data are extracted from the database. The extracted data must be organized as a content object. So in this content object representing the customized information requested by the end user. And the database testing is all about you must try to understand the SQL language, and you must try to understand about how to validate the data from the backend and mapping the sheets, and then ensuring that whatever the information which are coming from the front end, they are reflecting on the expected column in a similar way now. So this is the specialized kind of testing. You must try to invest your time and energy to understand about the database testing. The factor complications you will be able to see in database testing is these are related towards the client side requested information rarely presented in the form. The database may be remote or server that basically exist in your application, and the raw data acquired from the database must be transmitted to the web application server and properly formatted. You need to ensure for subsequent transmitting the application in front of your client, and then the dynamic content must be transmitted to the client in the form that can be displayed to the end user. So you will be able to see that the customer is providing the input and the web application presenting, sending back information to the customer, vice versa, and all the informations are coming from the database now. And this is how you need to ensure about the database testing. Now let's talk about the web app layers. So normally the web application has these layers: the client layer, the server layer, which is the web app, then the data transformation layer. Here your backend will come, the data management, and all the data coming from the front end to the back end are stored in the master database. User interface testing, as I already told you in my previous lectures, is the access as interactions mechanism validate static aspects of the interface. And the strategy for interface testing, you need to uncover error related to specific interface mechanism. For example, the error in the properly execution of a menu link should be able to navigate way data from one form to another, the form, and uncover error in the way the interface implements the semantic of the navigation. So the semantics of navigation, web application functionality, and all the content in a web page should be presenting appropriate way. Like the content should not be in a way that will not making a sense in front of your end customers. The interface mechanism, you need to make sure each navigation link is tested properly. Just like I was showing you previously in the e-commerce website, like all the links are working together and they are formatting properly, and you can easily assess the women collection, the men collection, the kids collection, and you can easily buy any kind of product and services from the e-commerce website, and their labels are properly well defined, and the mandatory field should be specified. Like if you are going to purchase something on the e-commerce website, so a clear cut message should be displayed. And if you are not be if you specify the wrong username, or if you specify the wrong credit card information, so the website should present the proper error message that please specify the correct information. All these things, being as a tester, this is your responsibility. You need to test the interface testing in this form now, and you need to check the browser functions, the back row or the front way, and do not corrupt the data basically when you are navigating from the one screen to another screen. This part of testing you must have in your mind, and you need to make sure that error checking the data entered should work properly and provide the meaningful error messages in front of you now. When you are performing the interface testing, you need to make sure that you are using the black box testing. You are doing a manual way, and the pop-up messages whenever are coming and open in front of you, that should be properly sized and positioned and does not cover the original web app information. So you can see the aesthetic design of the pop-up is consistent with the aesthetic design of the interface. There should be some scroll bar and other control mechanism appended to the pop-up are properly located and function as required. So you can see this pop-up. Are you sure you want to do that? And the clear cut message are showing the two buttons. If you click on the yes, so this will navigate towards the different screen, and no, so it will not allow you. So this is how you need to make sure that the aesthetics, the color combination, the spelling mistakes, the content should be properly presenting, and each and everything, and look and feel and usability and user perspective things you need to make sure under the umbrella of interface testing now. And then interface testing, you need to ensure about the client side, the backend side. On the server side, test should ensure that a cookie is properly constructed, like contains the correct data must be presenting in front of you now, and there should not be any bad data should shows. And then the tester should be demonstrate that streaming the data up to date, properly displayed, and can be suspended without error and restarted without any difficulty now. When you are testing the interfaces, you must try to make sure that the boundary test, the minimal maximum number of items can be displayed in the shopping cart, test a checkout request for an empty shopping cart. Then you need to test proper deletion of an item if you are deleting a item from the shopping cart. So either your website is updating accordingly or not. If the website is not changing the quantity, previously you specified the four quantity, four clothes, but now you deleted the two and only you are going to purchase a one item. So previous three items or two item price should be removed and only updated one should be presenting in front of you. And you must try to make sure these functionality, and then you need to test determine the purchase empty carts of its content, and then test to determine the persistence of the shopping cart content. Like this should be specific as a part of customer requirement. And this is the one of the most important part right from the first lecture till now. The requirements as per the business rules must be incorporated, and to test to determine the web app can recall the shopping cart content and some future dates assuming that no purchase was made now. Usability testing, if I would like to say, is all about evaluate the degree to which user can interact effectively with your web application. The web app guides user actions, provide meaningful feedback, and enforce a consistent interaction approach. So usability reviews and test and design to determine the degree to which the web interface makes users' life easy. If you are facing a lot of hurdles while navigating and searching something on the web application, then that application is not a user friendly. And being as a software tester, you must try to provide your suggestions and recommendation in front of development team, the management. They will be able to know that user experience is not a very good one now. So you are the customer advocate, and being as a customer advocate, you must try to provide all the suggestions and recommendation to your development team. And here you need to check the interactivity mechanism, pull down menus, button, pointers, easy to understand, layout, how the layout mechanism, the content and the functionality placed in a manner that allows the user to find them quickly or not. And then the readability is one of the most important part, that you need to make sure that the text is written properly, understandable, and all the graphics representation easily understand or not. And then the aesthetic part is all about the layout, the color, the typeface, related characteristics lead to ease of use or not, and do user feel comfortable with the look and feel of the website? If yes, then you can say that, oh wonderful, usability of this site is same as per the customer expectation. If not, then you need to raise a lot of bugs now. So these are the things you need to ensure about the display characteristics. Make optimal use of screen size should be there, and the resolution you need to make sure the time sensitivity can import the feature functions content be used required in a timely manner. Personalized about the does the web app site tailored itself to specific needs of the different users categories or individual users. And the accessibility, the application should be easily visualized and understandable for those who are the disabled people now. So in usability testing, these are the things you need to ensure. Like, you must try to have in your mind that the application should be easy to learn, effective, simple, informative, and there should not be any kind of confusion, somewhat not be ambiguous, and easy to understand. There should not be any kind of inconsistency or lacking of the uniformity. So all these things you need to specify now in under the umbrella of your usability testing now. So the compatibility testing, in a simple words, as you can see in this image, that you need to test the application on all the different browsers and the different devices. Like your application is working on the Chrome browser, the IE browser, the Opera browser, the Chrome browser, Firefox browser, then the Mac system, and each and every interface your application should work same as expected. The component level testing is all about focus on the set of tests that attempted to uncover error in the web application, and the component level test cases are often driven by the form level input. I would like to say the commonly used test cases, design methods, equivalence partitioning, boundary value analysis, and the path testings we already discussed in the previous sessions. Navigation testing, if we are talking about, you need to ensure the user travel through the web application is much same way as visitor walks through a store or a museum. Many pathways that can be taken, many stops that can be made, many things to learn and look at, activities to initiate and decision to make. And you need to make sure that navigation process is predictable in the sense that every visitor has a set of objectives when he arrives. And navigation process can be unpredictable because the visitor influenced by something he sees or a learner may choose a path or initiate an action that is not typical for the original objective. So these are the things you must have in your mind when you are doing the navigation testing. And this is the another example of the navigation testing. These are the important stuff you need to ensure when performing the navigation testing. Like you need to ensure the all the links are working properly, the redirects and the bookmark should be there, the frames and the frame sets are there, the sitemap is there, the internal search is there. So you can see that you will easily understand if there is a parent module and under the one category how many childs are there. So each and everything you need to test in detail. And the configuration testing is all about compatibility, correct file and dictionary created by the web application, security measure, do not degrade your user services. They test a web application with a distributed server configuration properly integrated with the database software. You must ensure and the correct execution of the script is there. Examination of the administration error impact on the of your web application testing and on-site testing for the proxy server you must understand, and the client side issues like the hardware, operating system, software system, interface component, plugin, connectivity, each and everything you should have this stuff in your mind when you are targeting for the configuration testing now. Security testing is all about problem vulnerabilities of the client-side environment, the network communication that occurs as a data are passed from client to server and backend. And all these things you need to ensure for protecting the business requirements. And this is our main agenda and goal. There should be firewall authentication, encrypted information there, your password and username. The password should not be visible. That should be covered with some masking and the authorization, all these things, the protection, security, mobile and gateway, security management, voice security, everything you need to ensure. Then you need to perform the performance testing in your website, the lack of server-side resources, inappropriate network bandwidth, if there is no proper speed are coming from the internet server side, so user experience will be bad, and inadequate database capabilities, faulty, weak operating system capabilities, poorly designed web-based application functionalities, or any other hardware or software issues will impact your performance testing. So the intent is understand how the system respond, loading, number of user, number of transaction, overall data volume increases, collects matrices that will lead to design and modification to improve the performance. These are the most important things you need to have in your mind if you are performing the performance testing. In the upcoming session in live project, I will be explaining you how to do the performance testing now. So this is all about the stuff we have discussed about in the web-based application testing. You need to ensure these stuff: the content testing, the database testing, the compatibility testing, the navigation testing, user interface testing, the component testing, the usability testing, the security testing, and the performance testing. And all these kinds of testing, first of all, you need to ask with your customers expectations, either they are only considering for the functional testing or the non-functional testing. So I hope now you got the clear-cut idea how to perform the web-based application testing. So thank you very much for watching this module.